I'm cool on everybody. I put that on.
Good morning, everyone. Okay, first off, I just want to say that there's nothing new under the sun, and that I'm so sorry that, you know, Camille had to go through this, and it hurts when people don't care about you as much as you care for them, and it hurts when you show up for people and people don't show up for you. I know that feeling, and I know it hurts, but I just want to read some scriptures to let you know that there's nothing new under the sun. And I'm going to be reading today from Luke, the book of Luke, chapter 14. Um, so yeah, we're going to read some scriptures. And I'm reading from the NIV version. Okay, so we right here. Okay, Luke 14, we read in verse 12. And it says, Then Jesus said to his hosts, When you give a luncheon or dinner, do not invite your friends, your brothers or relatives, or your rich neighbors. If you do, they may invite you back, and so you will be repaid. But when you give a banquet, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, although they cannot repay you. You will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous. The parable of the great banquet. When one of those at the table with him heard this, he said, Jesus, blessed is the man who will eat at the feast in the kingdom of God. Jesus replied, A certain man was preparing a great banquet and invited many guests. At the time of the banquet, he sent his servants to tell those who had been invited, Come, for everything is now ready. But they all alike began to make excuses. The first said, I have just bought a field, and I must go and see it. Please excuse me. Another said, I have just bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I'm on my way to try them out. Please excuse me. Still another said, I just got married, so I can't come. The servant came back and reported this to his master. Then the owner of the house became angry and ordered his servant, Go out quickly into the streets and the alleys of the town, and bring in the poor, the crippled, the blind, and the lame. Okay, so to sum that up, basically verse 12 is saying that when you do for others, right, they probably feel they have to do for you out of obligation for what you have done for them, and vice versa. And basically, we shouldn't build friendships based on, or what you may have done for somebody, or what somebody may have done for you, because it's not genuine, right? You want to do for people, and do for people without expecting anything back in return, and basically, like, you will get more support from strangers, right? Before you get support from those that you love, your loved ones, your relatives or friends that's close to you. And that basically sums up what verse 12 is saying, right? So basically, when we do things, we're going to do things out of the kindness of our heart, because, and just know, when we do things out of the kindness of our heart, that God is watching. He sees us. He sees our hearts. He knows us better than we know ourselves, and He will bless us 10 times fold. You know, He will bless us more than we can even imagine or expect. So when you do things, do it out of the kindness of your heart, and do it knowing that God is watching your every movement. He's watching your motives. He is watching. He just knows all and everything about you. So you see here now, Jesus is explaining the parable, how the man was preparing the banquet and how he invited people. He had great expectations, but guess what? People had things to do. People came up with excuses, or just life just happened. And sometimes life happens, sometimes things come up, but then you have people sometimes who purposely try to sabotage what you got going on. We don't understand, we don't know why. You know, a lot of it could be because of jealousy, a lot of it could be because of envy, a lot of it because of they despise you or hate you, or whatever the reason may be. But what I want to say is that when these things happen, it's to show us who people are around us. It's to expose the hearts of people around us. And when God is and when these things is happening, we have to take heed to the people around us. We have to evaluate our circle and just trust and know that God, He does all things and let things happen for a reason. And it's to open up our eyes to see clearly and to see what he's trying to teach us in the situation and what's going on. And it's up to us to take heed, or we're going to keep repeating the same mistakes over and over, or we take it for what it is, and move accordingly, right? So basically, what it's saying is, we'll get better support for strangers, from strangers, and it's best to just help strangers and to be kind, to move in love and kindness, just moving in the fruits of the spirit, not expecting anything back, but knowing our reward comes from God. And however that he may give it to us, we don't know when, the time, the hour, but we know that he sees our heart, he sees our motives, and that he will reward us with whatever that may be, right? So I just want to encourage those out there, like, these things is bound to happen. This is not going to be the first or the last this happens. People have to go through it, but in going through it, we must learn from it. We must move accordingly. We must forgive. We must keep going. We can love from afar, right? And just watch our surroundings. And if God is exposing people around us, let him expose people around us and learn from the situation. Don't keep repeating the same thing over and over. We as parents, we have to be there for our children, and we have to love on them, and we have to be the greatest support system, right? Despite of what how people may feel about us, or what they may want to do to us, we have to be there for our children. What we do counts, and what we do matter, and we have to be their greatest support system, right? And sometimes we see people attentions, we know people attentions, we see people characteristics around us, because if you see people and how they move and what they may do to somebody else, if you see they done it to people all your life, you see how they move when it comes to celebrating other people, you see how they move when it comes to congratulating other people, we must know that it's bound to happen to us, right? Because that's just in their character. So we also have to see it for what it is, take heed for what it is, and move accordingly. So if you have people around us and you grow up as a child, children we see, children see, children know. I've seen it, I know it. So that's why when it comes to my children, and when it comes to me, when it comes to celebration, I don't, just know that I'm my children's biggest support. And if I see that the people around me, that's how they are, that's just how they are. And we have to just take it for what it is. But make sure we are our children's biggest supporters, right? We can't fault people. Pray for people. Pray that they'll get better. And that's only what God can only do that. He can only deal with the hearts of people. And he can only, change situations. We can't, but he can. So we must give all our burdens, cast all our cares upon him, and he will guide us, and let him guide us, right? Guide us through the hurt, guide us through the pain. But in the midst of it, people, we must forgive. We must forgive. We must keep moving. We must keep looking forward, and we must move accordingly, right? Take heed to the situation, take heed to what we're going through, and know that God doesn't make no mistakes. I'm so happy for how the community showed up for Camille, the birthday. It was beautiful. It was amazing. And I just want to say to Camille that y'all, you're beautiful. Your mother's, you're beautiful, beautiful people. Learn from it. Evaluate the people around you, and move accordingly. Learn from the situation, move accordingly. If it's just you, your husband, your child, let it be you, your husband, and your child. If it's just you, let it be you celebrating your child. The children is going to remember. Remember, we as parents, we play a big role in our children's life, and they're going to remember everything we done for them, the good and the bad. But we have to make sure we be there for them, and create great memories for them, and love on them in spite of people motive and intentions. We have to protect them from people's motive, evil and wicked ways. We as parents have to protect them.